The pandemic has drawn more cyclists out onto the road. Cities everywhere have seen a rising number of riders being hit by cars. The latest report by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows deadly bike crashes across the country went up 5% from 2020 to 2021. That's after it went up 9% the year before. Here in Los Angeles, city officials have been taking steps to ensure the safety of cyclists on the streets. Last month, the Bureau of Street Services finished inspecting over 1,000 miles of bike lanes across the city. And Griffith Park closed a stretch of its main road to cars earlier this summer in response to the hit-and-run death of a cyclist back in April. Now, the car ban on that section of Griffith Park Drive is here to stay after LA's Board of Recreation and Parks commissioners voted unanimously to make it permanent. Terry Lynn Wagner has more on what this closure means for cyclists who want a safe place to ride.
Every day, people gear up to enjoy one of America's largest urban parks, and often Valley Herman is one of them. The Silver Lake resident can be found pedaling her way through Griffith Park 4 to 5 times a week.
It's a chance to get away from the density of Los Angeles and actually be out in nature and enjoy this great public resource we have.
Her new e-bike has made the park's inclines a lot easier, she says. But unfortunately, she never feels completely at ease. In fact, almost every time she goes for a ride, there are moments where she feels unsafe because of car traffic.
They speed past you, cut you off. So it's at least one more place, a couple more miles. I can cycle more confidently and safely.
She's referring to a portion of Griffith Park Drive that the Board of Recreation and Parks Commission voted last week to permanently close to vehicular traffic.
I am one of your petition signers.
It's something Damian Kevitt has long been calling for. Like Valley, he cycles in the park several times a week, even though almost 10 years ago, he was nearly killed here.
In 2013, I was cycling in Griffith Park, and I was hit and dragged nearly a quarter of a mile from the streets of Griffith Park onto and down the 5 freeway at freeway speeds.
He lost his right leg, so in a way, this fight is personal, and he's been campaigning for this closure for 5 years now. He calls Griffith Park the crown jewel of the West Coast, and he wants it to be safer for everyone.
We want Griffith Park to be back to its original intention, which is a park for the community, not for the commuters. The purpose of a park is not as a cut-through, as a way to speed through.
The closed stretch of Griffith Park Drive extends from Traveltown to the composting facility. It was originally shut to traffic in June following the tragic death of 77-year-old Andrew Gelmert, who was cycling in the park when he was struck and killed by a driver in April.
His killing galvanized us.
City Councilwoman Nithya Rahman has been working on this and several other transit improvements. Officials estimate that closing this bit of road will keep roughly 2,000 vehicles a day from cutting through the park. And that's just the start.
We are looking, truthfully, at the beginning of a renaissance.
Rahman and cycling advocates are calling for more separated and protected spaces in the park dedicated to cyclists, hikers, and equestrians. Even with her e-bike, the announcement gives Valley an extra boost.
It gives a signal that Los Angeles cares about cycling and cycling safety.
The fight for better bike safety has been an uphill effort, but with this new safe place to ride, cyclists are finally starting to feel like they have the wind at their backs.
And Taylor, you know, in addition to the permanent closure of this road, Assemblywoman Laura Friedman recently secured $4 million in the state budget for improvements here in Griffith Park, all of them designed to make the park safer for everyone who uses it, including, of course, the wildlife. Back to you.
Thanks.